Hi everyone and welcome back to another reaction video. How are you doing, you beautiful, beautiful people? My fellow gamers, I'm so happy. Look at me. I'm so happy that I'm here with you reacting to our favorite content. I think that we're getting into a open world kind of era. Do you feel it too? With all the games coming out, Pal World, then Enshrouded right after. Looking forward to Dragon's Dogma 2 together. And with that in mind, I thought, let's check out the new games of 2024 that are open world. So without further ado, let's react to gameranx. I think that's how you pronounce his name. The top 20 new open world games of 2024. Let's go. I edit it as we go.
Start off again with number 20. Once Human is this multiplayer open world survival game. It's post-apocalyptic, and you're running around as super-powered, like heavily armed, badass super soldier people in third-person combat. But some of the post-apocalypticness of this game looks a little creepier, looks a little bit deeper. It's got a little bit more of like a sci-fi horror fantastical element to it here and there if you watch the trailer. The alien creatures that have kind of like infested and contaminated the planet are called Stardust, but you can actually use some of this stuff that does not contaminate you, and you harness it as like a power. Sounds like video game stuff if you've ever asked me, but what it looks like is kind of like a Remnant style game where you build out characters and jump in with friends and shoot a bunch of awesome monsters. I love third-person action-adventure games, and this one being set in an open world seems pretty cool. As of right now, it's slated for the third quarter of 2024. Next, over at number 19, we have Skull and Bones. This is Ubisoft's big open multiplayer pirate game. You're going to be able to sail the high seas in a completely open environment.
Ubisoft are disappointing a bit lately. Did well with the Prince of Persia, right? The new game that came out, but other than that, very repetitive. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below.
And make your own pirate and live out your pirate fantasies alone or with friends. This one has been in the works for like a decade, it feels like, and we're finally seeing it this year. We don't know how it's going to be, but if you ask me personally, I always think the more pirate games, the better. Sea of Thieves is cool, Assassin's Creed Black Flag and Rogue were awesome, so let's have at it. We'll judge it for ourselves when we get our hands on it soon, actually, finally. February 16th, 2024. Next, over at number 18, we have Everywhere. This is a very ambitious game.
Sounds very open worldy. Everywhere. An open world game. Have fun getting lost.
It's a new studio, new company founded by Leslie Benzies, one of the main guys behind the original Grand Theft Auto games. So with a Rockstar person jumping over here, obviously they can probably get a bunch of investor money and come up with this big crazy thing. And what we have here is Everywhere. We don't really still totally know what it is, but it's going to be like this open world action adventure game, but with different elements. We've seen some more cartoonish elements of the game, like a Fortnite looking game, and then more of like a story driven, realistic, gritty looking game. So it seems like it's going to be a kind of multiverse hopping thing. I don't know for sure. Some people also say that some of the game looks like it's just like generic NFT stuff. We don't know for sure, but we're really hoping we get to see what the deal is with this one in 2024. Next, over at number 17, we have Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Now, this one has been in the works for quite a while, and people are excited because it's a follow-up to the original Stalker games, which were incredible and genre-defining PC games. There was nothing really like them when they dropped on PC. So we're really hoping that they live up to that pedigree, but also what we've seen so far just looks awesome. The visuals are great, the weapons, the cool and really different compared to other things in the market right now. Being out in the zone again and exploring is something that we're 2024. Next, over at number 16, a Genshin Impact type of thing, and this big
this
hybrid
looks
of
very
like
fun. This looks like Spider-Man, but anime.
This one is weird. This is like a hybrid of like a Persona, Genshin Impact type of thing, and this big open city environment where you're running around, engaging in over-the-top combat, doing stuff with your own seemingly created or customized characters, and swinging around the city like Spider-Man. Like, it straight up looks like Insomniac Spider-Man. But besides that, it does seem like it has a lot to offer in the combat department and the exploration. There's lots of different ways to traverse, like riding little scooters and cars. and the destruction and action chaos does look pretty cool. We
Yeah,
don't
it
know
looks
if we're going to
very
see this one
fun.
for sure in 2024, but the speculation online has been late 2024 or early 2025. Next, over at number 15, we have Avowed. This is Xbox's next big RPG from Obsidian, the people behind stuff like The Outer Worlds and, of course, Fallout New Vegas. So they really understand this type of RPG. And this looks like their version, their spin on a fantasy thing. Some would say it's almost like their Skyrim. So if you're looking for something like that, and also the talent of Obsidian, Avowed looks pretty sweet. It's technically set in the Pillars of Eternity world, but like it just looks like it's this big, fun, open fantasy thing. And we're looking forward to finally seeing it in 2024. Next, over at number 14, we have Enshrouded. This is like a survival crafting action RPG set in a sprawling voxel-based.
Everything we said coming out at the beginning of the video was early access.
Open world. It's like a whole continent and you're exploring, doing your thing either alone or with other people. There's a real emphasis on character building and action combat aside from just the survival RPG stuff you'd expect, and it seems like it's pretty cool. There have been some rumblings about this one being pretty sweet, so we'd say keep your eye on it. If you like questing, killing, surviving, building, Enshrouded might be for you, and it's releasing in early access January 24th. Next, over at number 13, we have Where Winds Meet. This game looks absolutely gorgeous and made a splash when it was revealed because it just looks like a good open world adventure. You're running around, you're questing, you create your own character, and the open world you're exploring, either on foot or on horseback, just looks really, really gorgeous. We don't know what the main gameplay hook of this one really is yet, but we're hoping to learn more about it in 2024. Next, over at number 12, we have Nightingale, which is a PvE open world survival crafting game. You can play it alone or with other people, and it's got this kind of different fantasy vibe to it. You're a realm walker. You could have the ability to kind of like traverse these magical worlds, but it's described as a
Okay, cool.
gas lamp realms of monsters and people and things, guns and weapons and slaying monsters. I don't know. I'm just seeing February 22nd.
Yeah, everything
Arc
looks
2.
good so
This is
far.
the follow-up to Arc Survival, a big world to explore and mess around in, and we're expecting Arc 2 to deliver. Weasel is apparently also working on it, and he's in it, and we're excited to see Arc on
Man,
PC
Diesel.
for really keep for years and years, and then a couple of years later on console. So we're excited to see Arc 2 really keep that momentum. This is another game that's been in the works for a long time, and it is a remake of the
Gothic 1
beloved
remake.
PC unique weird thing, but now thankfully with this remake, which seems like it's being done pretty lovingly, it's not only releasing on PC but it's also releasing on the consoles. So I'd love this. It is slated
Show
for
us
9.
the
We have Test
gameplay.
Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. Yeah, we're changing gears a little bit now, no pun intended, with an open world racing game. The Test Drive games are beloved for a reason, a 1-to-1 scale racing. The car offering soon, but we're expecting to see it sometime. Game from Team Ninja, the people most recently behind Neo. But this time around, they're going for like a 19th century war-torn Japan open world where you can see different clashing influences in Japan, a lot of cool exploration on horseback and via like a flying machine.
Looks
There's a
good.
lot of them nowadays, but this one looks a
Looks
little bit
good.
I'd love to see what kind of story Team Ninja can tell here. It seems like they're hyping that up. The trailer features a lot of story stuff as well as cool action and open exploration that you'd expect, of course. But I'm just glad this one finally has a release date. It's releasing March 22nd, 2024. Next, over at number 7, we have Hyperlightbreaker. You probably know Hyperlight Drifter. You probably love it, but Hyperlightbreaker is like a whole different beast. I mean, look at this thing. It's open world, open environments, running around, fast-paced action and combat, huge monsters, character customization, a gear system. It really is like a lone. I can't believe how crazy they're blowing this thing out. This is seemingly going to be a pretty big one. It's published by Gearbox, so I guess it's got some of that Borderlands Gearbox money
Yeah, it looks
behind
like it.
The art style, the visuals, everything still feels really authentic to what the developers have done in the past, and we'd love to see
looks
time
good.
in Kill the Justice League. Now, a lot of people were not looking for a live service, endlessly replayable type thing for the next game from the people behind the Batman Arkham series, Rocksteady. Along with that, people probably never expected a Suicide Squad game that's really just kind of like a mindless third.
I didn't know that from the Arkham Knight creators.
For the next game from the people behind the Batman Arkham series,
the Batman Arkham.
Along with that, people probably never expected a Suicide Squad game that's really just kind of like a mindless third-person shooter where they all have guns. So there's a lot of criticisms that can already be leveled against this one. We're really hoping that Rocksteady still just knocks it out of the park because they've made great games in the past. We're hoping this one is good, but we don't know yet. We got to get our hands on it and judge it for ourselves. At the very least, the storytelling seems pretty awesome with the Flash, Superman, all the Justice League heroes being controlled by Brainiac. We've seen some of the cutscenes, we've seen the trailers, like that storytelling that they had from the Arkham.
This looks fun. Maybe we'll check more of it.
Games is still on point here, but at the very least, this is an open world game list, and probably the bright spot of this game is that it's like the first real open world Metropolis like this. It looks incredibly detailed and interesting and varied, and we're excited to see that because Rocksteady has built great open worlds in the past, and we hope Metropolis is no slouch. You know, despite that, there are a lot of other questions we need answered, but for now, that's where we're at, and Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is releasing February 2nd, 2024. Next, over at number 5, we have a game called Light No Fire. This is from Hello Games, the people who made No Man's Sky. So this game, they promised a lot up front. They said this is the first truly open world game, meaning it is a massive whole world or planet for you to explore, seemingly in full multiplayer.
Don't they keep on doing the same mistakes of making it too big? No Man's Sky. I mean, are you playing it? Do you know people who are playing it? Isn't it too big? What do you think? Like, really, I haven't played because I heard that it's good, but at the same time, so, like, you go in and I don't know. What do you think about it?
It looks like it has different regions, different weird alien cultures, and just a lot of massive feeling exploration. All we have is one simple and honestly pretty gorgeous trailer to go on, and I know people are instantly skeptical because of Hello Games and the promises they made with No Man's Sky when that launched, and it didn't meet expectations. So they're at it again. I think they've learned a lot, and I'm curious to see what comes of this one, because if it actually is what they're saying, and if it's fun, this could be really cool. Now, as of right now, it doesn't have a release date. Some analysts and some speculators are thinking it's been in development for a long...
Looks amazing, but if it's supposed to be multiplayer and if it's too big, what are you gonna do?
Long time.
If you don't have player base.
So we might see it by holiday 2024. I would love that, to be honest. I really want to see what the deal is with this thing. But whenever it comes out is when it comes out. Next, over at number 4, we have Marvel's Wolverine. This is Insomniac's next big Marvel superhero thing. They nailed Spider-Man, and now they're working on Wolverine. And despite some leaks and some things, we still don't know too much about this game. They have billed it from the early days as being like more of an R-rated, gory thing that will be semi-open world. So we're running on that. Are you going to be Logan hopping on your motorcycle, exploring the wilderness? I don't know. I would love to see that. Hell, maybe part of it's set in Japan. Let me explore, like, you know, the wilds of Japan as Logan. I don't know. I'm spitballing here as a comic book fan, but the potential is great. We don't know if it's releasing this year. We hope it is.
Come on.
To be frank, honestly, we just wanted to talk about it. So, yeah, let's move on. Now, next over at number 3, Crimson Desert. This is the next big game from the people behind Black Desert Online, and this is a big open world action adventure RPG that looks absolutely incredible. It looks like you can do whatever you want, do whatever you want, and it is super ambitious. As of right now, it was slated for 2024. It seems like it's getting pushed more to 2025.
Did they just steal a goat?
Slated for 2024. It seems like it's getting pushed more to 2025, but still, we can't help but be excited for this one because, I mean, look at it. Now, down at number 2, we have Star Wars Outlaws. This is Ubisoft's Star Wars game from Massive, the people behind The Division.
Yeah, I forgot about this. We did a reaction. Where is this game?
And the most recent Avatar game. So if you could say anything about them, it's that they know how to build beautiful open worlds. So we're excited to see where this goes because not only is it like the first substantial just
check the reaction. World. We did a reaction to this, to Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws. Looks very good.
Star Wars game. It's also one where you're kind of playing as a Han Solo type character. You're not just a badass Jedi. So there's a lot of opportunity there to do some really, really cool stuff. The game actually will take place lore-wise between Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars fan in 2024. That's all we got right now. Now, down at number 1, we have Death Stranding 2, which, you know, if I'm going to go on the first game, I'm going to assume Death Stranding 2 is also going to be kind of open world. The original was all about walking around beautiful environments, and Death Stranding 2 looks like the stakes are raised. Everything looks a little crazier, a little zanier. Characters are older. Things have happened, but it's still all very vague. We have one trailer to go on. We know Kojima Productions has been working on this for a while now. We're obviously big fans of that studio and the weird, strange things they do. And as of right now, there was like a vague release window of 2024, 2025. We'd love to see it because, you know, there's not a lot of games where you do the weird, silly things in Death Stranding and just carry a bunch of packages. There's nothing else like it. So long live the sequel, whenever it may come. Those are some open world games, but of course we got 2 bonus ones we couldn't quite cram in. The first is X Killer. This is a first-person Western game, but it's in like this retro futuristic setting.
Fallout
where, like,
much?
The world, no. Also, Little Devil Inside. We haven't heard anything in this game in 20 open world.
All right, gameranx. Gameranx. I hope I'm saying it right. He deserves it. Thank you so much for this content. Looks really, really good. All the games coming out. Are you excited? I know I am, but at the same note, and you can hear it in the voice, I'm saying to myself, isn't like if the world is too open, won't I get overwhelmed? And I hope not. A game needs to be really, really good with all the surroundings, the instant surroundings, you know, when you walk and you'll have like, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption, which is not really open world because I'm aiming for the games that are, you know, you have no quests and you're going around pretty much like Elden Ring. So those kind of games needs to be, something needs to hook, you know, and I hope they will. What do you think? I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What games from the 20 we've seen are you looking forward to? The Suicide Squad looks really good and I want to check it out further. Looks like fun. Let me know what you're looking forward to. Thank you so much for joining me in today's reaction. If you liked the video, hit the like button. It will sure help the algorithm. And subscribe if you want more of this content. Also, let me know what you think we should react to or play next in the comments below. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.